Hello, in today's video we'll touch on Ejerudgift, what it is, how to analyze it, my recommendations around it, and what it means to you as a potential home buyer. Just note, this video is specific for buying a property in Denmark. If you're looking into buying an apartment or a house here, this video will be helping you to make a more informed and a better decision. Ejerudgift translates as owner expenses, and it's a made-up concept, and I stress it, made-up concept, that is meant to illustrate how much it would cost you per month to be the owner of a specific property. So we're talking about the taxes, fees, and different building expenses that are associated with a specific property. There's a lot that goes into Ejerudgift, but there are three things that drive the majority of the cost. The first one is Ejendomsskatt, and this is a tax based on the value of the land your apartment or house is sitting on. And this is something that you pay twice a year to your commune, so your municipality. The second thing, and it's also tax, is called Ejendomsværdiskatt. And this is a tax that you pay to the central government, so the Danish central government, and this is based on the value of your property. So meaning the value in the market of your specific apartment or house. This is something that gets paid automatically if you're a tax sleeping scat. So if you have a salary or if you're a salaried person, it gets deducted from your salary. The third key point, and especially for apartments, are the payments to the Ejerforening. So Ejerforening, the Owners Association. And this includes, for example, in my case, building maintenance, building insurance, building cleaning, also electricity in the common areas. So for example, lights in the corridors, elevators, includes the gardening of our big garden. And for some apartments as well, it could be that this includes a joint loan that the association has taken together. For example, for a big renovation, as you could be adding balconies, and it's very trendy to do that at the moment. Then there are a few more things, but they're just not too big or too important. So you have something called Grundfond, which is another payment to the Ejerforening. And you also have, for instance, the rat extermination fees and similar things like that that don't really amount to much. So don't worry about that. Focus on those key three things. One thing to note as well that is super important is that what is not included in the Ejerudgift. And there are two key things that are they're not included as part of this package. And one is electricity and the other one is heating. These are behavioral costs. I mean, if you don't turn on your lights and don't turn on your heater, it will not cost you anything. So that's kept aside. It's still also visible in the booklets that sales reps prepare, but again, it's not part of the Ejerudgift. When it comes to water costs, I have seen that it goes from case to case. For example, in my case, I pay the water to the Ejerforening, but it could be that in some other cases, it's not like that. In all cases, as I mentioned, the key thing are these three big costs. That could run out between 2,000 to 15,000 krona per month, depends on how fancy you are. But at the end of the day, what really drives the cost is how big the place is. Do you have a big garden? Do you have a lot of new facilities? Do you have a lot of common areas? Do you have a lot of things that could look into require maintenance? Does the foreigning have a loan? So those are big key drivers, and you can really see it. And there's a high correlation between, again, size of apartment and how much it would actually cost. Again, one key thing to stress, this is again a made-up concept. It's something that has been added into Danish law in 2015, and that means that since then, all real estate agents in Denmark need to include this metric of Ejerudgift into their sales pages. So the potential buyers have all the transparency and all the visibility they need to have when it comes to making a decision on whether a specific property is the right match for them or not. How to analyze Ejerudgift is straightforward. When you're looking for a specific property, download the booklet that is included in the sales page. Sometimes you might need to put your email, sometimes you might need to put your phone number, but once you get this booklet, you will actually be able to see the whole breakdown into how much of this Ejerudgift cost is for the taxes, how much is called for the Ejerforening, how much is these other fees, and so on. It's all there. I have prepared a video over here that will give you a bit more insight into looking into this booklet in depth, and not just for Ejerudgift, but also for other topics. So what's my recommendation? All else equal, go for the lowest Ejerudgift you could get. At the end of the day, Ejerudgifts are fixed costs, and I'm from the school of life that the lower your fixed cost, the better. This is something at the end of the day that you'll be paying every single year, every single month, were you in the house or not. So the best way you could do, or the best situation you could be in, is that this fixed cost is as low as possible. Again, this is not something like your mortgage that you could say, okay, if you have some surplus, you can cancel it and have lower monthly payments. The taxes, you'll have to still pay them every single year, and you will not be able to get rid of them in any type of way. So my rule of thumb is that for an apartment that is between 60 or 70 square meters to 100 square meters, you should not pay more than 4,500 krona. But with that said, I do pay more than that for that type of size of an apartment. So if you do that, just make sure it's justified. So for example, in my case, I turned out to have an apartment that has a very big garden, like a really big garden, while still living close to the city center in Copenhagen. So That for me was very important. I have a small child and it's nice to play and I don't want to go to a playground very far. I just wanted to do it close to my house. So okay, I decided to pay up and like own a place that has higher cost because of the garden. But at least I was very keen on understanding, okay, how much would I pay for this? And at least in my side, I calculated that it would cost me around 800 krona more per month just to own this place that has a bigger garden. That's a lot of money at the end of the day. So again, for a fixed cost, just something to be aware of. If you are going to be paying more than, again, like this suggested benchmark cost, just make sure that, again, that you are paying for something, for a high quality building, for a big garden, or for something else. But just make sure that you're getting a bang for your buck. If you want to learn more about buying a house or an apartment in Denmark, make sure you click that subscribe button over here, and then we can keep connected. I expect to do at least 100 videos moving forward, so it would be great to have you on board as part of the journey and hopefully keep bringing you that good and valuable information. With that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to reply, and also make sure you follow up with all the materials I have linked in the video description. Again, further information to help you on this journey. With that, I'll leave you with the next video over here. Make sure you click through that, and see you next time.